Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Inner Light. I'm Heather Houston, and I'm going to sing to you today with this lovely backup band here, this house band. They're amazing. I am remembering who I am. Sing with me. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. Be still and listen. Remember to the wisdom within. Who I am. To the song of creation. Remember to the birds and the wind. Who I am. Let us open the hearts now. Remember to the love that surrounds. Who I am. Let us walk with each other. Remember on holy ground. Who I am. Sing with us. We are remembering. We are remembering who we are. Yes. We are remembering who we are. Be still and listen. Remember to the wisdom within. Who we are. To the song of creation. Remember to the birds and the wind. Who we are. Let us open our hearts now. Remember to the love that surrounds. Let us walk with each other on holy ground. Here we go. Sing with us. We are remembering for the planet. We are remembering who we are. We are Let's breathe that in together. May we continue to remember in this moment and in every moment for ourselves, for the planet, who we are. All right.
Ooh, thank you for that musical invocation. Good morning, good morning. I'm Reverend Deborah Johnson, and welcome. Welcome to Inner Light Ministries. Whether you're in the sanctuary, whether you are virtual, know that in God there's no time or space. So wherever it is that you are, we are deeply connected. Your home is your sanctuary right now, your kitchen, your living room, your car, wherever it is, because you're a holy person. Imagine what the world would be like if we didn't think that we had to go someplace to be holy, or if we didn't believe that some places were more sacred than other places, where we treated every place as though it was sacred. Because we're there. If we treated every place that everybody was as sacred because people were there. Think on these things. Think on these things. Well, we welcome you. We welcome you to the great odyssey, to the great adventure called life. Life is in session. Life is always in session. It is not a spectator sport. And it is not something that we do alone. We're communal. And part of what we are about here at Inner Light Ministries is helping us to personally grow, but also spurring us into the action that we need to do to create the beloved community, so that we can live in that consciousness of the enoughness, beyond the lack, beyond the limitation, in a we. It's possible. It just takes intent. It just takes intent. At Inner Light, we provide tools. We are about the practical application of universal spiritual principles to all of life's circumstances. Practical. It doesn't do you any good if you know a bunch of adages or you know a bunch of creeds and it doesn't mean anything for your life. Put it to use in your life. We're dealing with the stuff that's universal. So if you feel like, oh, wow, this sounds like something I heard over here, it sounds like something I heard, it should. It should. I say all the time, if you are in a spiritual tradition that doesn't sound like anything else, run. Run. Because the truth can't be hidden. The truth is everywhere. So there are going to be basic underlying tenets about love, about service, about forgiveness, about fortitude and resilience and courage and balance and trust and faith. These are things that you're going to find everywhere. So different traditions, different cultures, different religions may package it a little bit differently, but don't miss the underlying essence because it's not packaged the way you would have packaged it. So if I say anything here that's not exactly the way that you would have languaged it, translate it. Translate it into your native tongue, so to speak. Because each of us has that place where we are deeply, deeply connected to the divine. It's more important that you find that place than you learn somebody else's language. Okay? It's more important that you find your inner language. And when I say language, I don't mean just words. And when I say interpret, I don't just mean translate it into other words. Some of us are more somatic. We're more kinesthetic. We sort of feel it, in our bodies. For some of us, it may come through music. Maybe it comes through communion. It comes through your art. It comes through cooking and like those luscious, delicious smells. Maybe it's communing with the stars. I don't care. Just get there. Okay? Just get there. There's some place within you that when you go there, you lose a sense of time and space. There's some place where you go where you're not arguing, you're not worried about the bills, you're not tripping off the news. There's some place that you can go where when you are there, you feel connected. Go there often. It just amazes me when people talk to me about, oh, well, I'm so upset about this, or I'm so upset about that. And then when I ask them about, some people call it their happy place. When I ask them about, well, where's your happy place? And they tell me about their happy place, and I say, well, how often do you go there? Like, then it's like, duh. It's just, like, you're not in your happy place. Go there. Go there. And this happy place is not just, la, 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 I get to escape everything. No. It is going to be that place that grounds you. See, you got to be anchored in something. You have to be rooted in something. Got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. We always have a theme every month. And our theme this month of October is gratitude. Gratitude. And I love my spirit definition of gratitude. These spirit definitions, they're these downloads where it talks about the spiritual qualities as our essence, like who it is that we are. It's something that we reveal from the inside, not something that we chase after. So you are the love that you seek. You are the power that you seek. It's who you already are. But we forget, like the song we were just singing. I'm remembering who I am. So these definitions are ways essentially to help us remember. They come in the formula. The formula is always the same. There's something that we bring to the table. There's something that already exists that we're just missing. And then it tells us that thing, that action that we need to do so that we stop missing it. So that who we are can connect to what's already here so we can experience that spiritual quality as the essence of our being. And it describes gratitude as this. And I'll say it a couple of times. It says gratitude is where, it's always aware because it's a convergence of consciousness, these different things coming together. Gratitude is where your appreciation relishes in the thoroughness of life's journey. Let me say that again. Gratitude is where your appreciation. We can just stop right there. When you're not appreciating, you can't be in gratitude. It's just that simple. When you're not appreciating, you can't be in gratitude. Just in the thoroughness of the journey. Whoo! Whoa! I can tell you right now, when I am not in gratitude, I am not appreciating the thoroughness of the journey. There is something about the journey I am not appreciating. And that I did to relish, to really get in there with it and really, really to relish. You let it slosh all over you. You're relishing, you're wallowing all in it, in the appreciation. It's where your appreciation relishes in the thoroughness of the journey. So we're going to start at the beginning this month. Every week, we're going to keep progressing. So we always give affirmations, 100 words to change your life, 100 words to shift your vibration, 100 words to help you see differently, 100 words to give you new paradigms, to give you practices, to give you ways that you can focus your attention. And I guarantee you that we're just showing them to you now. But don't let it be, whoop, boom, gone. Just go back. Say them, repeat them, embody them. Let them get ingrained within you, and I guarantee that they will always create a shift. So our theme this month is gratitude, and our topic today, starting at the beginning, seeding this moment. Seeding it. We're going to be talking about what is it that we need to seed in order to be into the gratitude. So, those of you who are in the house, Hopefully you have a good news bulletin. If you don't, raise your hand and we'll make sure that you get one. On the back of that is the affirmation. If you are online, then they should be appearing on your screen right now. And I'm going to invite you to say them along with me. If you are in the sanctuary, you might want to stand and really make it declarative. It's your choice. But I'm going to invite you to repeat or to say it with me, with gusto. We stand upon the dawning of a brand new day. Possibility is ever abounding, awaiting our embrace. We seize this moment. We seed this moment. Never fooled by the appearances, we claim the goodness at hand. I take the time to express gratitude. I show my love and appreciation in tangible ways. There is no guessing about what I value and what I want to multiply. My life is so integrated that my resources flow towards my vision. Lack finds no resting place in my heart. Limitation cannot touch my lips. I support the world that I want to live in. Just breathe that in for a moment. Thank you. You can be seated. Do we have any people in the sanctuary here with us for the very first time? If so, we'd like to offer you a little gift. Do you mind standing? We have a blessing that we'd like to give you. And if you're online, there's people in the chat room there, and please welcome all the new people in with the chat as we outstretch our hands from our hearts and give you a blessing. We see you. We honor you. We bless you. We know you are a powerful spiritual being. We encourage you to unleash your gifts. The world is waiting for your magnificence. And thank you for being with us today. Peace and blessings to you always. Yes, indeed. Amen. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You'll be hearing about this later, but I want to say it now, that we have a visioning after service. There's going to be a light lunch and then a visioning. And if you are able to, we invite you just spend the rest of the day with us. I'm having flashes. I grew up Pentecostal, so everything was all day on Sunday. We're not trying to do that to you, but we do have lunch, and we do have a visioning, and anybody can participate in the visioning. It's this wonderful opportunity where we do this meditative practice and just see what is revealed to us. I want to particularly encourage people who are newer or maybe have never even been here before, because it's just right as we're all listening for the divine guidance of this divine idea that we know of as Inner Light moving forward. It's not a membership church. It's just an open spiritual community for anybody and everybody that feels called to create this world where we are more spiritually fulfilling in our inner being and in our outer presence. There's also, if you're not here locally, there's also a Zoom party that's right after the service. So there are people who are there, there are links that'll be on your screen if you want to talk to people and fellowship with them, and there'll be small breakout groups and whatnot that you'll be able to do that. So we say peace and blessings to you. So we are very, very blessed this day to have as our musical inspiration Heather Houston. and an incredible musician and songwriter, one of those rare people who has that perfect pitch, just this kind of angelic voice that happens to live here in Santa Cruz. Actually, I live across the street from where she grew up. Her parents are still there. The sweetest people in the world. They always give me a little something for Easter or Christmas or something like that. So I'm very pleased to be able to be in such close proximity to Heather. She's backed up in vocals by our very own Beth Freewoman and by our band. Etienne France is on guitar. He also is on bass. He's also doing vocals. Kevin Denoto is on drum, and Stephen Sofranco is on piano.
Thanks, Rev D. So good to be back. Inner Light. Hi, everybody. So I'm always inspired by Rev D's sermons, as we all are. And this one day in July, I was actually living at my parents' house for a couple months this summer, and I was listening to Rev D online, streaming, and she said, "We only have today. We only have this moment." And I was like, oh, that's a song. Mm-hmm. And this song just came pouring through. I actually, truth be told, did not listen to the rest of your sermon. Because I got so taken with the song and then writing the harmonies and, anyway. This is called We Only Have Today. I'm going to move this. Can you give me the opening chord? Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. We only have today. We only have right now. This precious moment I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. We only have today. We only have right now. This precious moment I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. With us, we only have today. We only have right now. This precious moment I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. We only have today. We only have right now. This precious moment I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. One more time, everyone. We only have today. We only have right now. This precious moment I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow. I surrender and allow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heather. I always loved you, and I love your music. For some time now during COVID, these last several months, we've been opening our virtual Sunday service with a video of hers. So some of you might have remembered her from that. She also has an exquisite a cappella choir, Yalelata, who has sung here with us a number of times. And she let me collaborate with her on one of her songs, one of her signature songs. I had this spoken word piece, and all of a sudden I thought, you know what, these two go together. And
Fun.
Yeah, that's been big fun. We're going to have to do that again. Let's just take a breath, huh? Let's take a breath into this moment. Our topic is seeding this moment, and our theme is gratitude. There was a line in the affirmations, actually a couple of lines. This may not be verbatim, but it was something like, there's no guessing. There's no guessing about what I value. There's no guessing about what I want to multiply. That my life is so integrated that all of my resources are rushing towards my vision. Let that sink in for a moment. There is no guessing about what I value. There's no guessing about what I want to multiply because, see, here's the thing. Everything multiplies. Everything. Even the things you don't like. Anger multiplies. Lack multiplies. There's always an abundance of everything. I remember when I finally got that even when I don't think I don't have anything, there's an abundance of that. There's always an abundance of everything. Okay? So we're sending a signal out to the universe about what we want to multiply by how much attention we give it. You don't get what you pray for. You get what you give your attention to. If you give your prayers your attention, then that's what you get. But so often we pray for one thing, but we're doing the opposite. And thinking that a prayer is going to override everything else. Everything you do multiplies. This is great news, and it is such bad news. Everything's like that. It's like this double-edged sword where it'll work for you and it'll work against you. It's always like that. It isn't that it's fundamentally good or bad. It's how do you use it? A knife can carve a beautiful something. A knife can kill and stab you. It's not that the knife's good or bad. It's like, what are you doing with the knife? The water, the beautiful water can come and make the flowers grow and it'll wash your house away. That fire can warm you and keep you from freezing, and it can burn everything down. It depends upon how the energy is being used and how it's being directed. So this is what I call the Reverend Deborah Johnson test that I learned years ago. What happens if it multiplies? When I look at my life, and particularly the things that I was fighting for and fighting about, and what was mine, and what I wanted to protect, and what I had the right to have, and blah, blah, blah. What happened if you had more of it? This is how I worked a lot of my anger issues. Is that it's my anger. I have a right to be mad. And I did. Sure. When you look at places where there's unforgiveness and whatnot, yeah, there's reasons why you could choose that, but is it the best choice? Where is it going to get you? Where is it going to get you in the long run? Because if more of it, I really want you to listen to this, if more of it does not produce more goodness, harmony, balance, and life, it does not belong to you. You may be a host, like a dog to a flea. Your consciousness may be a good incubator, but it doesn't belong to you. I don't care if it's a thought or cancer. If more of it does not bring more life, more joy, more balance, more goodness, it doesn't fundamentally belong to you. So are you willing to let it go? Are you willing to stop claiming it as yours? My cancer, my hurt, my poverty, my addiction, my whatever, my attachment. Can you be letting it something that you have, but let it go? I speak of this often because to me it's just such a beautiful example of the Spanish language where there's different verbs of being. Where in English everything is I am. So that you are what you have. You are what you have in the English language. And in the Spanish language, there's different verbs there. There's ser, of what you really are, but then there's tener, which is to have it, but then it's going to be gone. So in the English language, you would say, I am hungry. You never say that in Spanish. Not, I am hungry. I have hunger. I have it and then I won't. In English, I am 20 years old. No, not in Spanish. I have 20 years. I have 20 years, and then it won't be 20 years. It'll be something else. Are you with me? So it lets you acknowledge that it's in your experience, but not you. So people always think that we're being mamby-pamby in metaphysics. Like we're denying that it's there when we're telling you don't keep claiming it, like claim something else. But it's there, it exists. I'm not saying to pretend and just not acknowledge it. I'm saying don't give it the last word. Don't make it your identity. Don't hold on to it so much that it is you, because then you can never get rid of it. Then you can't get rid of it. Some of us we can't strike that balance. We're so afraid that if I do acknowledge it, some on the other end, if I do acknowledge it, that somehow or another that's going to make it stay. It's a paradox. You have to have it to release it. You can't release something you don't know you have. I don't care whether that's in your life. You got to acknowledge, I have a problem with alcohol before I can release my problem with alcohol. As long as I'm telling everybody I don't have a problem, there's a ventriloquist that I really like, Jeff Dunham. And he has all these little puppets, and one of them is Bubba J. Bubba J got this big pot belly and one tooth. He's like the last, like the last country kind of thing. And Bubba J loves to drink. And so it's this conversation between Jeff and his puppet. And he says, Bubba J, you think you got a drinking? Do you think you have a drinking problem? No, I figured that one out. I don't have a problem. I know how to do that one just fine. And that's how we kind of do things, is that, no, I don't have a problem with that. I can do that just fine. No. No. See, if a nation we don't acknowledge, we've got racism. If you can't acknowledge it, then you can't let it go. Does it mean that we're in this debate now, like with the critical race theory, and it's our English language, where if we say, we are a racist nation, it's like, yes, from the standpoint of our behavior and our past and things that we've done. But fundamentally, at the core of our essence, is it a racist nation? No. It's the same thing with us in our very beingness. If it contradicts the fundamental harmony of life, it's something you've been carrying around that you need to let go of. It's something you've been carrying around and you need to let go of. So we get in this debate with this English language a lot about, is this mine? Is it not mine? What does it mean to claim it? What does it mean to not claim it? First, claim the you. First, claim the you, the big you, the transcendent you. Because the you, that's the you, that's the spiritual you, the you that is incarnate. See, you are an incarnation. That you has never been hurt, harmed, endangered. It doesn't know. It hasn't been divorced. It hasn't been molested. It hasn't been incarcerated. It ain't been bankrupt. It is pure. And it just wants to express through you. It's like light, where if you're in a dark room, if there's a keyhole, the light's going to pierce through the keyhole. Like any crack, any opening, that light's going to come through. Your essence is like that light. It will shine as much as you open the door. If you keep closing the door talking about, oh, I'm sick, I'm broken, I'm poor, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm skinny, like whatever that, all of that stuff is saying no. Are you with me? All of that stuff is saying no. And then all of that stuff is not appreciating everything about your journey. To appreciate it doesn't mean you'd want to do it again. Okay? Appreciation doesn't mean that you're going to wish it on everybody. But it just means that you can recognize that everything in life can be of value. Every heartache, every pain, every natural disaster can bring stuff out of you. More compassion, more forgiveness, more courage, more gathering together in community and support, more possibility consciousness. But if we're busy condemning all of the bad things that have happened that we didn't like, you can't get the jewel out of it. You can't get the gem out of it. You can't get this next iteration of possibility because you're not relishing in the thoroughness of the journey. Just breathe that in for a moment. It's the and. It's the and. You're sad because your mother died. And maybe your mother's death brought you and your siblings back together. You're sad because you lost your job in COVID. Maybe it gave you a chance to downsize in a way that you had been too afraid to do, and to take a career change that you would have never given yourself permission to do. But now that the other's not available and you're free to make new choices, maybe there's some other choice that you can make. I'm not just being Pollyannish here. What I am saying is that God is everywhere. Not just, here's this bad situation, and where is God in this? Like the needle in the haystack. It's that God is everywhere. It's not that God is in the circumstance is happening in God. There's a big difference there with what you start off as the given. When we start off as the junk and the world situations and whatnot as the given, we're busy trying to find, well, where's the spirituality in that? But when you go, no, everything is spiritual. There's the omnipresence. That God is all present. That everything that happens is always happening on the stage of God. Seeding this moment. There's a letter in my book, The Sacred Yes, which are these downloads. And this letter really helped me get it by using the analogy of the seed. It says that we often say, you reap what you sow. But it's actually, as you sow, so shall you reap. Let me make that distinction there. It's not this tit for tat, quid pro quo. You do this, you get that, per se. The manner in which you do it. See, the consciousness in which you do it. See, the consciousness in which you love is the way that you will experience love. See, the graciousness of your giving is the way that you will be able to receive stuff. It's how you put it out. That's the manner in which you're going to come back and receive it. And it made this distinction. This is the Spirit voice. Saying the seed and the harvest is mine. The sowing and the reaping is what you do with it. Follow me here. The seed and the harvest are mine. Everything comes from me. The sowing and the reaping is you. It's your action. It's your activity. It's what you're doing with the stuff I've given you. Okay? It said, however, because the seeds and the harvest are mine, there's always a good harvest that can come from any seed, regardless of how it was sown or by whom. Because it's mine. Because it's mine. And then it gave me the analogy of a child, of a baby, saying that every baby born is precious, regardless of how it gets here. The how it gets here would be the sowing. Regardless of the drama, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the backgrounds of the people or their races or like whatever, that what comes out at the end, that harvest, there's always there's always a harvest that can come that is a blessing to the world. But if you sow with ill intent, you won't get the blessing. If you sow with ill intent, you won't even get the blessing of your own giving. When I first got that letter, I thought about a circumstance. I'm not particularly proud of it, but it happened. This was back in my corporate days. There was an exercise in one of the spiritual classes that I was taking about anonymous giving and just giving something to somebody and not taking credit for it, not letting anybody know. And I don't know how I had this particular thing. I didn't like it. It was some kind of like a silk floral arrangement, and I have no idea how it got in my possession. I know I didn't buy it, but I had it. And it was bluish colors and whatnot, and it was nothing that I liked. And it was like a half-hearted assignment, and the way I did it. And I took this thing, and I put it on the desk of this woman at my office who was, I don't even remember her position, but within the sort of like corporate pecking order, like it was down lower. You know, I was like at the investment end, and it was somebody doing like secretarial kind of stuff. This, believe it or not, this is before we had PCs where you could like do all your own typing and whatnot, so the secretaries used to have to type up all our stuff for us. But she was like in that kind of category. And at the time, I was in this relationship where I was just getting these flowers all the time, all just big, beautiful, beautiful flowers. And so I really was not into these, whatever this was. And people were always commenting about these flowers that I was getting. So I put these flowers on her desk. That woman was so happy, I felt guilty. She was beyond ecstatic. And she just kept saying, nobody's ever given me flowers. Nobody's ever given me flowers. And the fact that it obviously came from somebody on the inside made her feel so appreciated. And because she didn't know who it was, there was this kind of, you know, she's kind of sour, but she was just this sort of like, kind of like, was it you? Like, was it you? Was it you? It just changed her whole attitude. Are you with me? Because I didn't sow that with really good intent, I couldn't feel her joy. There was a harvest that came out of it, but as you sow, so shall you reap. The way I sowed that, I could not get the benefit from it. Are you with me? Gratitude, where your appreciation relishes in the thoroughness of the journey. Don't dismiss, don't discount. No, there's always a great harvest. In that same letter, it said there's always a harvest. There's always a good harvest, even if it's no more than to know that what happened should never happen again. If the harvest was no more than that, that's a good harvest. So you can clearly see, don't do that. Don't do that thing. So if we could release standing in judgment about our lives, about everybody else's life, about everything that's going on or not going on, and if we can realize that regardless of what's going on, it is happening on the great stage of the I am, that it can't get too far out there, that no matter what's happened, it's always redeemable. Kind of like Mother Earth. Everything comes out of her, everything goes back into her. Some things are just a little more biodegradable. Some things just get absorbed like a little faster and become a blessing a little faster. Some things are a little harder to wear down. But if you can see like that, not I've got all of this stinky crap, not I've got all this garbage, but the universe can do something with this. Just like Pachamama Earth can do something. I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to lay it. It's like the altar is like the compost pile. When we say lay it on the altar, that's like put it on the compost pile. Because it gets broken down and shifted and changed. And then it starts to become fertile for something else. Okay? You don't judge the moldy, stinky stuff that you're putting in the compost pile. You know that you may not want to eat it. You know? It may not be something you want on your table like that, but it can be transformed, it can be transmuted into something that becomes the blessing for something else. Seeding this moment, taking everything about us and knowing that it can have a benefit for something next. Don't chop yourself up. Don't be in judgment. Just come. Are you with me? It is a come as you are party. Not when you get dressed up. I know at times when I've had somebody cleaning my house, I spent more time cleaning my house before the cleaner got there, so I wouldn't be embarrassed at what the cleaner saw. We do God like that. Like let me clean it up a little bit before I take it to the altar, because I don't want God seeing this mess. Like I don't see it. Yeah, just come as you are. Just come as you are, with all of the hopes and dreams and desires and foibles and idiosyncrasies and all, and just lay it down, no attachment. Say, do something with it. Do something with it. And it'll bless you, and it'll bless everybody else. We'll be blessed by what you do. Don't rob yourself and don't rob the rest of us. We need everybody's genius. We need everybody's wisdom. We need everybody. Can you imagine if 7 billion people were fed and educated and creative? Where would we be if all of us could actually reach our fullest potential? It's like it boggles my mind to think what could be. Don't rob yourself, don't rob us. We need you. We need you. Let's pray. Let's pray. So we turn within. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. We open up wide in this moment. We open up wide. We open our mind. We let our crown chakra open up. We can feel the rays of the divine pouring itself all the way through us from the top of our head all the way down. Third eye open. The great seer in us sees. It's not picking and choosing what it sees. It sees all. There's room enough for all. Like grandmother, grandfather that loves all their kids and their grandkids, whether they're doing right or not. You're still mine. And we can hold each other like that. Regardless of whether you're doing right or doing wrong, you're still my brother, my sister. In the divine, we're all coming from the same source. One no higher or less than the other. So we claim our own divinity. The prodigal children come home. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. We let go of anything and everything that encumbers us, that tethers us. Anything and everything that constricts, restricts, confines, constrains, restrains. We take the shackles off our own feet so that we can dance. We take the straitjackets off so we can dance the dance of life. To be the all that we are ordained to be. We free each other up from the resentments, from the judgment, the guilt, the blame, the shame. We're free. And we step into the majesty, the unabounding joy, the peace that passes all human understanding, the faith that's stronger than our fears, the abundance, the prosperity overflowing, our cups running over with goodness and joy and mercy following us all the days of our life. This is where we live. We're praying in this moment for the healing of mind, body, and spirit, healing of the body temple. We put it on the altar. Regardless of what the doctors say or don't say, there's one divine physician who knows all. We go back to the beginning of divine design. Pray for this planet. Peace be still. From the fires and the floods, the storms and the wind, all of it, the wars, the violence, anything and everything that keeps us out of balance. We're praying the sufficiency and enoughness, the compassion, whether it's a global pandemic, or whether it's an issue in our own homes. that we all share what we have so there can be enough for everybody. We pray for divine right companionship, opportunities opening up before we even knew the door was there to be knocked upon. Divine order and right action in all affairs, so-called large and small. Always in the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing. This is our prayer. Thank you, God, for showering us with blessings more than we could ever imagine or articulate. If we had 10,000 tongues, it wouldn't be enough to say thank you. We get out of the way and allow that which is already perfect, whole, and complete to simply be. And so it is. And so it is. Just breathe that in. You know, everybody may not know this, but can you do this joy? Yeah. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Sing this with us wherever you are. This joy I have.
This joy that I have,
The world didn't give it.
the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have,
The world didn't give it.
the world didn't give it to me.
The world didn't give it.
The world didn't give
The world
it,
can't
the
take it
world
away.
can't take it away. This joy that I have,
The world
didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't take it away.
Amen, amen. I'm going to invite Donna Starr to come up and to tell us a little bit about the things that are going on that folks might want to be involved with.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Inner Light. Wow, it's awesome to see so many people in the sanctuary this morning. Some people I haven't seen in a long time. And, of course, it's awesome to know how many people are watching us online, and I'm really grateful for you guys to be here as well. So what I want to do first is just take a moment. Oh, and welcome to our newcomers. We are having a visioning and a little potluck over in the fellowship hall afterwards. Please come on over, join us, meet us, hang out with us. Everyone's welcome. What I'd like to do right now is just kind of to carry on with one of the topics that Reverend Deborah touched on today about our giving, and about how our giving is, it's not what we give, it's in the way in which we give, in that consciousness that we give. When we give from our heart, when we give from a place of knowing that we're not giving something away. We're simply moving something through. We're moving through the love, we're moving through the energy, we're moving through the abundance, we're moving through the joy that is supplied to us endlessly. There is no end to the supply. But what can happen is it can get clogged up. if we don't keep that flow going. So I would want to invite you, if you are here today in the sanctuary, if you have your gift, to take it in your hand. If you're at home, to take your gift in your hand. If you're giving electronically, if you're a monthly giver, a continuous giver, then I would just invite you to place your hand over your heart and just know that the gift you're giving is your love. It's your joy, it's your energy, it's a testament to the way that Spirit and the universe supplies us always. And if you will say with me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and to prosper. It does good work in the world. And it returns to me abundantly. Now, if you're online, you should be able to see some instructions on how to give through text to give. You just text a dollar amount to the phone number on your screen. There's also, if you go to innerlightministries.com, the donate button on the screen, it'll take you to a place where you can give one time, or you can set up a reoccurring giving each month. I also want to let everybody know that we have prayer available. We accept prayer requests on the phone. We accept prayer requests via email. I want you to understand that as soon as one of the practitioners picks up that message or picks up the email, the prayer begins then. And that prayer is prayed for and prayed over throughout the month by our prayer practitioners. So prayer is available to you if you need prayer, if you just need some spiritual support, someone to talk to through the phone or the email. That's exactly the way that you do it. And that phone number and the email address is on your screen. I want to remind everybody that we are live in the sanctuary on the first and third Sundays, and this month we will also be live in the sanctuary on the fifth Sunday, which is actually Halloween. And we will be online the second and the fourth Sunday. Join us online next Sunday, October 10th, for Gratitude Makes Things Grow. And our guest musician will be Karen Drucker. Yeah, she's awesome. And some things coming up. We're starting our season of decisions and discernment. Now, last month we did a whole bunch of visionings, as most of you know that we've sold our property. We're preparing to move. We're bringing in the higher vision of what is next for Inner Light Ministries. Where are we going? What is it going to look like? How are we going to continue carrying the consciousness out into the world? So we have our final visioning here today. And then starting this month, we are moving into the season of decisions and discernment, taking the information that Spirit has brought to us through our visionings and moving forward with it. We will have a visioning recap of all of the visionings that took place online and in person. That's going to be happening via Zoom on Tuesday, October 12th. It's from 3 to 5. And also one in person here at Saturday, October 16th. Be sure to check the website. Be sure to check Facebook. Look on your Good News. And all of the information is available for all of the different meetings that are going to be happening this month. And we're continuing our Consciousness of Inclusion workshops. Our upcoming workshop is the Cultivating the Consciousness of Inclusion. It begins on October 20th. It's 5 Wednesdays. It goes from October 20th to November 17th. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can register for that on our website and on Facebook. Want to also mention that this will be the final prayer circle. So this Wednesday, October 6th, they won't be meeting at the beach. We will be meeting at the corner of Woodrow and West Cliff Drive, which is a little park, and it will be the final prayer circle for 2021. So thank you, everybody, for being here. It's great to see you. I hope to see you all over in the social hall.
All right. Oh, what a good morning. What a beautiful morning. So good to be with all of you and all of you online and with this incredible band. Oh my God. Can we get a round of applause for these guys? And for Beth. So fun to play with them. Can I get the opening? Thank you. 1, 2. Oh, I rise early in the morning. Yes, I shine like the sun in all its glory. Set my sight on a brand new story for my life. Oh, I pray early in the morning. Yes, I play like the sun in all its glory. Yes, I lay path to a brand new story for this day. And I'm grateful for this moment, and I'm grateful for this day, grateful for this life, and I'm trusting love will show the way, trusting love will show the way. Yes, I'm trusting love will show the way. I'm so grateful for this day. Won't you dance with me? Dance with me. Dance with me. Get on your feet and dance with me. Yeah. All right, here we go. To the top. Oh, I rise early in the morning. Yes, I shine like the sun in all its glory. Set my sight on a brand new story for my life. Oh, I pray early in the morning. Yes, I play like the sun in all its glory. Yes, I lay path to a brand new story for this day. And I'm grateful. Sing with us. And I'm grateful for this moment. And I'm grateful for this day. Grateful for this life. And
So tell them how they can reach you and anything that's going on.
Oh, thanks, Rev D. You can reach me at my website, heatherhoustonmusic.com. I lead a lot of online classes and song leader trainings and the art of mindful singing, singing as sanctuary, spiritual practice. All of those are online. Or in town, you can join me outside in my backyard to sing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Heather. That's Beth Freewoman, Etienne France, Stephen Stefranco, and Kevin Donato, our wonderful band for today. If you want to give your donations and your insight and you want to use a credit card or swipe or anything like that, Donna is in the foyer, and she can help you with that. If you are live right now online and you want to join and stay in fellowship, please join into the Zoom chat where there are, the Zoom party, and there are chats that are going on there and breakout groups. And if you're here, please join us for fellowship next door. And if you can stay, once again, we're having a potluck and a visioning, and I'll see you over there in a moment. The next time that we are physically here in person will be 2 weeks from now, which is the 17th. I'm going to be on a retreat with the Pachamama Alliance. I'm on their board of directors. But Love Eternal will be here, and they're going to be doing the music and the message. And they have permission to mix it up a little bit, so you can come and play and have some fun, even though I personally won't be here. I wish I could be here for that, but all is well. As we like to say here, take this consciousness and multiply it. Peace and blessings.
Show the way. Love will show the way, 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 show the way. Show the way. Love will show the way, 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 show the way.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Nice job, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.